And I have a lot of different stories in regards to my relations with them, and that's what I'd like to talk with you about right now. I have finished going through all my Machinima emails. I went through hundreds of them, okay? Basically, the last 2 nights, I spent like 2 hours a night sifting through them before I went to sleep, screen capturing and everything. And there's a lot there. Just to give you a few previews, the way I'm going to try to work this out is that I'm going to try to sort these emails by topic and by story to make it interesting. Some of the stories, admittedly, I thought would be more interesting than they are. While other stories I didn't even remember, and this is very interesting. Like, for example, I actually had relations with Machinima in 2009 before I ever partnered with them in 2011. I forgot all about that because they actually tried to scam me. I had forgotten all about that shit. Yeah, they tried to pull like a bait and switch scam on me with the Respawn channel, and I ended up not doing business with them for 2 years because they tried to be dishonest with me. And I can actually show you those emails and everything. Let's see. So that was my first relation. Then, you know, I started talking with Hutch, and Hutch basically introduced me to Machinima and got me partnered with them. And then what I could show, man, I'm trying to think. I think the first major thing after being partnered with them would just be seeing some of the money I was making, which was ridiculously exorbitant back in the day. It's nothing like what I make today. I mean, it was wild and nuts how much money was to be made just on ad revenue on YouTube. This was before crowdfunding or anything. It was wild, okay? And then, probably the major things with them would have been like the E3 trip in 2012, how they planned all of that out and how weird it was planned and how ridiculously it was planned. Because I've actually never told you guys the full story. I told you a story that spun it positively because I was working with Machinima at the time. I couldn't actually tell you the truth about how what a shit show that entire trip was. How they ran it insanely poorly. It was chaotic. It was disorganized. It was a mess. It was a bunch of kids getting drunk and being stupid. It was really dumb. So basically, I'm going to tell you the real story about that now. But I have some emails and things to kind of corroborate what I said back in the day, and I can show you that stuff now. And now I'm trying to think, like, what's the next thing? Because there's, like, different things that happened over the years. I guess the next major thing would have been the contract renegotiation, where they renegotiated for way less money, and a bunch of YouTubers jumped ship after that because no one was expecting them to just start paying you less money when you didn't do anything wrong, but they did. And then I guess the next one would have been... Let me see here. The Content ID debacle, where in late 2013, Content ID hit YouTube for the first time, and everyone was getting all their videos claimed and couldn't make any money on them. And so you had to basically become a managed partner in order to avoid that. And I did. Luckily, I became a managed partner with them. And then I think, that's when Machinima got weird. Because, like, in the year of 2014 and 2015, all of a sudden they started being buddy-buddy, and they started constantly trying to meet with you and get into, like, promotional opportunities, but also send you free games and stuff. And it was weird because I've been partnered with them since 2011, and it wasn't until, like, 2014, 2015 that they started actually acting like a partner company. And I was like, it's weird, because they didn't really do anything for me before that besides E3. And I was like, now all of a sudden they're, like, all over me with stuff. Then, of course, we got the saga of This Is How You Don't Play, and how Machinima interjected themselves into that discussion. I never wanted them to be involved. They got themselves involved. They were the ones who said, we want to take down This Is How You Don't Play videos. We want to claim those videos to make ad revenue for us. I didn't care. But they were the ones who were actively doing that, and I actually have emails showing how they're talking about doing it and what their strategy was and everything. And I was like, I mean, I'll just go with the flow. You guys are the company who's my partner network. You're the legal experts on this, not me. I have nothing to do with it. So I got those emails to show you. And then, of course, we got the false copyright strike saga in 2015, where DSP Gaming got hit with a ton of false copyright strikes. And yes, Machinima advised me to delete hundreds of videos off my channel, as you'll see, in order to avoid more copyright strikes. Then we've got, I think there's one more thing that happened in 2016, but I can't remember what it was. And then, of course, we got the breakup saga, which was 2017, when basically I had a big falling out with Machinima during the adpocalypse, where they were not treating me with respect, and they were just ignoring me for like 2-3 weeks and not really helping me while my business was falling apart all around me. And they gave me arguably some of the worst advice I had ever saw in my life. Like, seriously, I had never seen such bad advice. I kind of don't want to spoil what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of don't want to spoil yet, because I think that'll actually be pretty interesting for you to see for yourself. But the advice they were giving me during the adpocalypse was one of the most ludicrous suggestions I've ever heard in my life. But I can't wait to show you, because I saved everything. So I have all of these. What I need to do is in the next week, sit down and sort them into these topics and basically get them available to load into my capture software to show you the emails that are kind of the most important. Here's the thing. I'm not kidding you. I have hundreds of emails. All right? I mean, just yesterday, I sent myself 4 emails, and each one had about 10 to 20 emails in it. And now I worked on it again last night, and I probably got another... Let's see here. Oh, my God. Wow. Probably another, I'm not even kidding you, another 50 to 60 emails. Wow. So, yeah, I got some work to do. I basically have to sort through all of that. And I have to make it so that it makes sense and it's interesting. I don't want to just show you 400 emails and be like, okay, here we are. No, I want to tell stories with these emails, you see? So I need to categorize it into these. I guess it's hilarious because my detractors say that my life has been a bunch of sagas, kind of like an anime, right? There's this saga, then that saga, the false copyright saga, the DDoS saga, the swatting saga, the incident saga, this saga, that saga. As dumb as that sounds, when it comes to Machinima, yeah, it kind of makes sense for this event to me to sort it like that. And so that way I can have like talking points for each story I want to tell, and then show up the corroborating emails that are pertinent to that story. You see? So, this is going to be pretty cool. Because it's actually, I mean, this is my 15-year anniversary coming up, right? This event essentially will be covering the years of like 2009 through early 2017. It's going to be kind of a trip down memory lane of all this stuff that kind of happened to me and Machinima was involved with. And fully disclosing it for the first time. I've never fully disclosed the truth behind any of this stuff because I worked with the company, and obviously when you're working with a company and they're the ones who are paying you, you don't want to be talking junk about them. You don't want to be showing their shortcomings and the problems that you had with them. And a lot of the times I did hold my tongue when it came to Machinima because I knew you know what they say, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. So you'll see what I mean when we get with this event next week. It's 1 week from today, but it's not here. It's over on DSP Reacts all day long. So first we're going to be reacting to the June the King documentary about this, but then I'm going to be doing this entire saga myself, all right, where basically I go through my whole history with this company and show you the ups and downs that I had with them, all right? Should be pretty fun. It's something unique and different and interesting for React content. I hope that you will join me. Plus, by the way, there'll be food and other fun stuff going on that day, too. It's not just that. There'll be other stuff. We'll be talking and chilling and everything. You know what I mean? So there you go.